While the intense fight over the Supreme Court nomination of Judge Neil Gorsuch is heating up tonight.
Certainly is, and Democrats have the votes that they need for a filibuster. But the top Senate Republican is sending strong signals tonight that the nuclear option could be used to get Gorsuch on the nation's highest court. KCOT9 political reporter Dave Bryan joins us now with the growing rancor, if you will, over that nominee.
The nuclear option is what is the number of votes required to reduce, or actually reducing the number of votes required to stop a filibuster in a Supreme Court nomination case. That's really what this is all about. Winning the committee vote was a big step forward for Judge Neil Gorsuch. He won that today. That's a big boost in his nomination to the Supreme Court. But the road gets pretty bumpy from here on, and it appears Republicans in the Senate will have to invoke the so-called nuclear option to finish the job.
Judge Gorsuch's answers were so diluted with ambiguity, one could not see where he stood.
With California Senator Dianne Feinstein, the ranking Democrat, leading the opposition, the Senate Judiciary Committee approved the Supreme Court nomination of Judge Neil Gorsuch on a straight-line party vote.
A partisan party-line vote in the committee is sad, but it's a reflection on a brokenness in the U.S. Senate, not any problem with Judge Gorsuch.
Judge Gorsuch is, by any measure, a superbly qualified nominee.
But when Senator Chris Coons became the 41st Democrat to announce he'll join the filibuster against Judge Gorsuch's nomination on the Senate floor this week, it opened the door to a fierce fight.
I am not ready to end debate on this issue, so I will be voting against cloture.
Now, with the nomination moving to the full Senate, the high-stakes showdown will take place. Democrats say they'll hold up the nomination with the filibuster.
Our colleagues on the other side who are willing to vote against the nominee for the United States Supreme Court for the first time in history conduct a filibuster. I think that's unworthy of the Senate.
Republicans are warning the Democrats will lose that battle in the end, even if it means invoking the so-called nuclear option.
We will not have a successful filibuster of a Supreme Court nominee, because if we have to, we will change the rules, and it looks like we're going to have to.
Invoking the nuclear option would mean major changes in the Senate rules. It ends the Democrats' filibuster with 51 votes and would award the Supreme Court seat to Judge Gorsuch with a simple majority vote. Ironically, some Democrats and Republicans agree going nuclear would be a drastic and damaging option, and a negotiated solution would be better.
The traditions and principles that have defined the Senate are crumbling, and we are poised to hasten that destruction this week. So for my part, I hope and pray that we can yet find a way together to find a solution.
Yeah, this is going to be very bad. Let me tell you what's going to happen. The judges are going to become more ideological because you don't have to reach across the aisle to get one vote any longer. But this is going to haunt the Senate. It's going to change the judiciary, and it's so unnecessary.
So the full Senate is scheduled to get the Gorsuch nomination tomorrow, and the debate is set to begin right away. Then by Thursday, a procedural vote is expected on the nomination, and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has vowed the nomination will be voted on and confirmed by Friday, one way or another.
Okay, so Dave, Senator Coons and Senator Graham, which we saw there, were using some pretty strong language when it came to the filibuster. So how will this affect the confirmation process at all? Okay,
so here's how this would work. Under the current system, it takes 60 votes to end a filibuster on a Supreme Court nomination. The nuclear option would reduce the number of votes needed to stop the filibuster to a simple majority, 51, down from 60. The concern is that would allow the majority party to approve a Supreme Court justice without any bipartisan cooperation from the minority party. And the thinking is part of what makes the Supreme Court different is there does have to be at least some degree of bipartisan support. Now they fear that will be gone, and the judges will be more politically partisan. But Clarence Thomas was confirmed with only 52 votes in 1991. Samuel Alito got 58 votes in 2006. In Thomas's case, there was no filibuster cloture vote. So back to you, Lena.
All right, Dave.